Hi, folks. Well, let me take that darn thing out of my ear now. Just making sure everything's a go. Everything looks good. Oh, yeah. Everything looks good on my end. Let me know you guys can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. And hello to Krubby, all the way from India. Our prime minister's in India, or was, I believe, today, trying to do some diplomatic stuff with India. So, um, you better be in bed, Lukey, because if you don't get any points tomorrow, thank goodness I'm going to watch Kenny and Greg play. But since I'm there to watch them, I might as well watch you too, right? So, for those of you that don't know, Lukey plays Special Olympics basketball, and their big home basketball tournament is tomorrow. So, he is um, sorry, I'm getting township text also. Um, so he's got their big tournament on tomorrow. So it should be good. What time do you have to be there, Luke? 8? 9? I think 9. I don't know. I'm always there early, anyways, because I have to do the 50-50 tomorrow. So we'll see how much money I can make for the Special Olympics tomorrow. You never know. Maybe we'll go live tomorrow. Maybe if I can sneak away and get somebody to watch my table. Maybe I can go live. It just all depends because the signal strength sucks in the high school. But yeah, we'll go cheer on the guys and the gals, and I have, well, I guess this would be my 12th year in a row of going to support Lukey and Kenny and Greg and all the boys. Yeah, I'll be there a little bit. I'll be there early, Lukey. I'm not going to go late tonight, anyways. If I'll probably only go about an hour tonight. Um, oh, that's if I don't choke to death. Yeah, because I don't want to. I don't want to be that late tonight, but I'll be there, Lukey. Hey, Aunt Lynn, we got to get together. Um, we gotta get the crew together. Rap and Bubba and yourself, and I was gonna try to get you guys this week, but you weren't home. But it's all good. We'll give. Oh, absolutely. We might even bring Glenda in for some fun. And she's she's busy and having fun tonight. She's watching us on the big screen, or well, I guess watching me watching the chat on the big screen. She let's just say she's a busy beaver tonight. Yeah, so we'll give Bubba an extra week. We got to come up. I had a really good name. I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know if I sent it to Glenda or not, but it was rapping, rapping Reverend Bubba or Bubba rapping. It was actually quite funny and catchy. I'm like, that's gonna be his name, but I forgot. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic. Everybody had a fantastic week. I know Lynn and Mama and um, Dave Cam. I think Dave was there also, and Uncle Cameraman. We're all they went away for the week, and you know what a blessing to be so close to her sister that one can complete the sentence of the other. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m., the official Ann Lynn show. You gotta go and support the ladies. They're awesome. Um, I've been very blessed that I was able to meet them. Um, I still say the good Lord put me in that direction for the weekend. Um, because, well, uh, Mama sold her house, and whenever they showed up, well, let's just say there was a wicked odor, so they were going to call a plumber. A plumber was going to cost an absolute fortune. That's what I did in my olden days. As soon as I walked in, I'm like, that's not gas. Well, it's gas, but it's sewer gas. So I went through and dumped water in all the P traps, and they ran water all around the house. And by the time they left the next day, it was just about all gone, cleared itself all out. And oh, cool. I didn't know where Sherry or Susan and Jerry were, but that would have been fun, Aunt Lynn. You're getting around. You're getting to see everyone. Hmm. And well, it was a good time too. The only thing, the hotel that I was staying at, um, I ended up getting my money back. It was it? Yeah, I just wanted to run the heat pump or AC, whatever you want to call it, out the window. Well, I happened to look at it and it was full of black mold. By morning, I could barely breathe. And like I was gasping for air throughout the night. I couldn't figure it out. You don't go from perfectly healthy to gasping for air in less than 8 hours. And I happened to look down, and I mean, it was supposed to be white, it was black. Um, and I'm this was a large name hotel. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it was Best Western or Best Western Plus. So it's not like it was a fly by night. Um, I actually, you're going to see it come out because we were lied to whenever we were going to our cruise. And if if Lillian is lurking tonight, I know she's chuckling. I had dropped a little bit of change out of my pocket, and Debbie just instantly went to bend over to pick it up. She came up, her hands were full of black mold from the floor. We were booked in. We could not, you know, um, if I'm not mistaken, well, that weekend was Kennedy Space Center was packed. And for some reason, yeah, there was other things going on around that community where we were. So I knew darn tootin' we may not be able to get a hotel under $600 because we would have had to go right to the port. And you're looking at about $600 a night for a hotel. I'm far too frugal to be paying that. Hey, Jerry. And anyways, I I said to Debbie, "This one looks all right. Beautiful. Their picture is of their pool, and it was a beautiful rock features. There's a reason why they took all my points and said you have the weekend for free. Congratulations." The box spring was metal. You went to roll over and you heard creak, creak, like just metal sound. It was horrid. We were told that they had just renovated the hotel. So it would be a very, very good purchase, or not purchase, but well, I suppose it's a purchase with our points. No, it wasn't. It was not good at all. Um, anyways, we were only there 2 nights. We checked, there was no bed bugs. So, well, the bed bugs probably couldn't survive with the mold that was in the hotels. Hey, Jen. And I tell you what, I am unfortunately, I'm going to do a few. The reason why I haven't put out a whole lot of videos. I'm not going to give them, like, that weekend we were with Lillian was a fabulous weekend. We had so much fun with Lillian. She was a tremendous host for Florida. Um, who knew that whenever we were chit chatting and we were headed out, we booked the cruise and whatever, that her daughter and son-in-law actually live in that town where we were. So she actually got to spend not a whole lot of time with her daughter because she spent most of the weekend with us. But yeah, no, we had it was so much fun. So much fun. And it was awesome to get caught back up with Lillian. You know, we haven't seen her since Alaska. And it's, yeah, this hotel was filthy. You walked in, all you could smell was curry. And Krubby, if you're in here, brother, please no ill thoughts. I just curry turns my stomach because whenever Debbie and I first got together, 33 years ago, I guess, um, there was three families that crammed into a two-bedroom apartment beside us. And let's just say that they would be up all hours of the night. Hey, Jaden. All you could smell in our building was curry 24/7. Our clothes smelt like curry. So I can't eat anything that like my daughter loves curry. My oldest. She her mother bought her a curry dish here that she just had to heat up. I forget what it was, buttered chicken, or it's like a white person curry dish. I again don't know, never tried it, never will. But ugh, Debbie looked at me as soon as she walked in and she's like, I don't know if I can stay here. I'm like, me too. Their breakfast was consisted, usually they have a protein, uh, dairy, like one of every food group. Oh, no, 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 no. They had Belgian waffles. That's it. They were out of orange juice. They would make a little bit of coffee at a time. Most of the time, they were out of coffee. Yeah, I'm right with you, Jen. Now, what saved us with this hotel is the office and like breakfast area and whatever was in one section of the motel, no, hotel, and the rooms were like in the back in like a great big horseshoe, so you couldn't smell the curry out back. But I tell you what, it was, yeah. And she had to be the rudest host and it was the people that actually uh, a hotel is like the big chains. You're thinking motel. That's like Bates Motel. No, hotels. I only stay in hotels. I won't stay in a motel because that you're I don't want to be carried out of bed by bed bugs. Anyways, yes, there you go, Jan. Yeah, motels? No. Call me bougie, call me whatever you want. Like I would have paid to stay in nice and trust me, whenever we got off the ship and went to Orlando because we got off the ship on a Sunday. We didn't fly out till 2 o'clock on Monday. Wow. If you're ever looking for a hotel near the Orlando airport, it's only about a mile and a half to Building A or Terminal A. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. And the food, if Mr. Jim's lurking, he can ah, he can verify about the food. So we got off the ship and it was still like 9:30 by the time we got to the hotel. Our room wasn't quite ready yet. So she's like, just leave your bags here. Go have a cup of coffee. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's go have breakfast. I've never eaten that much food in my life. I ordered bacon, no, a sausage and egg sandwich with fresh fruit and a coffee. I couldn't eat it all. The sandwich was that thick. There had to be 3 eggs in the sandwich. Okay, Lukey. Night, buddy. I'll see you in the morning, bud. You want a hot chocolate? Oh no, you can't. I can't bring you a hot chocolate. You need to drink water. If you do really, really well tomorrow, I'll take you out for breakfast this week. So, everybody wish Lucas good luck in his Special Olympics basketball tournament tomorrow. Um, I think there's 8 or 10 teams here tomorrow. 8, I think. But, anyways, make sure you get lots of fluids into you, Lukey. Stay hydrated. Because if not, to the moon, pal. Hey, Susan. But, all right, Lukey, you go and you get some sleep. And Scott will see you in 11 hours. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, getting back to the hotel in Orlando, it was it was a cheap hotel. It was like 100. It was 150 plus. It was like $39 in taxes, um, and service charges and all the rest of it. So it was under $200 a night. Wow, is all I can say. Free shuttle to the airport in the morning, and I had to tip the driver because I said, now, do you just stop at Terminal A? And he's like, "Where do you need to be?" I'm like, "We fly out of Terminal B. Um, we're taking Breeze um, back to Ogdensburg, New York." "Oh, stay in," he said. Let all the people out for Terminal A, and I'll take you to Terminal B." He cut so much time off of our, like, there's no way I would have been able to walk from Terminal A to Terminal B because my knees were already shot. Knees and ankles were already shot just going that far. Anyways, so yeah, tipped him. He honestly dropped us off 50 feet from check in. What, just a fabulous guy. But yeah, it really was, Jan. Once he found out that I was disabled and there's no way I could walk, I think he probably would have dropped us off at B anyways. But he's like, "No, no, 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 no. You've got mobility issues." He's like, "You're not." Yeah, don't worry about it. And he said, "Sit tight." Okay. Well, he made $10 cash just off of us for the day. And he had just started his day. And, but the hotel was clean. The front desk clerk, if she wasn't at the desk, she had a mop in her hand, she had a broom in her hand, she was wiping windows, uh, she was cleaning up around the front doorway. I've never seen, for what they call a low end or a low budget hotel, under $200 a night, and every one of the staff never stopped. And Mr. Jim told me what the minimum wage is in Florida. I guarantee you, our minimum wage is $10 more an hour. You wouldn't find anybody to do that up here. Hell, there's a lot of places. Mr. Jim says that we're international travelers now because we've been to so many different countries. So I had a good laugh at that, but it was awesome to finally meet Mr. Jim. Um, just just a nice guy as what you see whenever he's making fun of everybody on the in the chat. Uh, Great guy to chat to. Um, we were able to spend all afternoon together, and we finally had to call it quits about 6 o'clock because we had to reorganize our suitcases so that we didn't get overweight charges going onto the plane. And speaking of plane, Breeze Airlines, if you can find, it's breezeairlines.com. If you can find that they go to an airport near yours, guys, top notch. Debbie actually came right out and said it's probably the best airline we've ever flown. And we've flown quite a few airlines. Like, we've flown Delta, American, Air Canada, Rouge, WestJet, JetBlue, um, the girls at the ticket counter, awesome. The manager, like, they could not do enough for me. And a couple times I said, guys, I'm okay. And they got coffee, and, you know, it was just, we were in one of the oldest planes. It was 3.5 years old. You could have eaten off of every surface on that plane. There was no scuff marks. We were on the front two seats. We had first class seats. We saved $2,000 over. We had to drive an extra 10 to 15 minutes longer to go to Ogdensburg and fly out of New York than the airport in Ottawa. And I'm like, it was crazy, the amount of how sweet and how nice they were. And like I said, we were in first class. We were at the front of the plane. There was no, like, usually a lot of planes, there's scuff marks, there's stuff missing. Nope. It was like it was wiped down every at least once a day. um, we were a little concerned leaving. Um, the pilot was warned that if he didn't get out within 30 minutes, we were going to be grounded because of a sleet storm. And Boston would not let us fly. They would have grounded us. And I would have had to come back to Ottawa, prepay um, prepay another airline and get down the next day, which would have screwed up our entire weekend with Lillian. But we were only, I think, 20 minutes late. They had to de-ice us twice. And it was a little sketchy getting up. So they had the work truck probably doing 100 mile an hour up and down the runway to clear it off so that the pilots could see the runway. And it was, you could see every marking on the runway. Hey, Miss Ann, nice to see you. Oh, Miss Ann, it was, I waved at you as we went over your house. I was going to go to the washroom, but Debbie said that wouldn't have been very nice. G'day, Kevin. Speak of the devil. Hey, Lillian. We're just talking about the airline. And Lillian thought she was going to be smart. She just about got by me. She did. I actually second guessed if it was her, but she was smart enough to stay out of my direct line of sight. And her and Debbie were chatting, and they were texting me. They were walking behind me. Oh no, what if Lillian doesn't find us? Shitheads. Holy geez, and there's Mr. Jim also. G'day, Mr. Jim. Nice to see everyone in here. Again, Lillian, thank you for the weekend. It was absolutely fabulous. We're still chit-chatting about it. They did a big write-up up here about the delay. And I'm like, I know why they delayed it. I know why they're waiting. Anyways, And yeah, got to spend an entire afternoon with Mr. Jim, and I don't think I've ever had a burger that big. Like like I said, the sandwich was big in the morning. I honestly probably didn't even need to eat that night. But like the burger was I've got a fair size mitt on me, and the burger was bigger than my hand. It was massive. Yes. I if you would have been back, Lillian, about 10 more feet, you would have had me lock, stock, and barrel. But yeah, no, I know it's back in the oh, I forget what the abbreviation. Yeah, yeah, and it was a heavy, dense burger too, and it was a clean area. Like I said, the girl was never standing at the desk. She was either mopping the floor, wiping the windows. She was doing stuff over at the bar. Um, Again, I would highly recommend anybody to stay there if you're ever in the Orlando area waiting to fly out. Um, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mr. Jim. So, yeah, it's not actually should be going back out this week, right? Because it is it March the 6th they're going to go off again, I think. I think I read that. But it's neat how, the rocket gets them up to the moon, and then there's enough of a push with the rocket to get them around, and then the Earth pulls them back, is what I understand, anyways, in layman's terms. Oh, it's postponed yet again. Oh, I gotta really go back and watch it then. I was watching it the other night. I couldn't sleep, so I must have fallen asleep in part of it. But that there was a magnificent. We got to see SpaceX 9. Um, Elon Musk was sending another satellite up, and we were stuck at the something guide center. You can go out and see where everything kind of gets shot off. And we were all on the bus and we were getting ready to pull out. They said to our driver, "You're not going nowhere. The rocket's coming down the road." And you want to see the, well, I've got pictures of it, and massive. And they say that they can shoot it off up to 30 times. Every time they have to recondition it. But I think the guy told me that it was 30 times. they were able to shoot off the rocket, and then it became space junk. So it was really neat. Um, Lillian bought me some freeze dried ice cream. I'm still. It was weird. I think it was a texture thing, and it. What did you think about it, Lillian? Because you brought yours home. I found there wasn't as much of a taste and texture, but it wasn't horrible. It was just different. All right, Jen, you have yourself a magnificent weekend. I'm only going to be on here for about another 20 minutes at the most because, well, I got to go to the Special Olympics um, basketball tournament. Yeah, very, very dry. Um, and then we were getting ready to leave, and this woman who I didn't know who the hell she was. Actually, Debbie knew her because she saw her at the hotel. She either works there or it's a she walks. I don't know, but I don't know how she was at the hotel, but she was giving. I don't, Lillian and I kind of looked at one another, and she made it sound like we were friends forever. And I had no idea who she was. And Debbie said after she had left, "That's the woman that I talked to in the morning." I'm like, it's the first time I've seen that lady in my life. And she made it sound like we were friends. Oh yeah, she was telling me that, something about my driving, and I think she was a little bit. Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, I do believe seeing the date of April the 3rd, if that makes sense. So and so it's the same thing. It's another hydrogen issue that they had found. I don't think it was the same one. I think it was a different one. Thank God they found it. But yeah, no. It was I don't want to say it was a bad trip. It was awesome with Lillian. That was actually Debbie said that's the highlight of her entire 10 days was um the space center, spending time with Lillian, and then, talking to Mr. Jim and whatever whenever we got home. I would never ever um say a good word about the NCL Prima. Um, it's newer. I will give it that. That's all I will give it. The staff doesn't like it. the officers don't like it. And I'm talking the guest services officer. There's there's several people that um, there's people that probably live 15-20 minutes from us. They were there that week also, same week we were there. She her well, the CAO of the township, um, her sister is who was on the ship the same week as us. Now, some of it is was totally out of NCL's hands. Like, we did. This is the first time we've ever ran into medical issues with the ship. But my biggest thing, the reason why we booked it, was Jamaica. We should never have been allowed to go to Jamaica. It is still decimated. Um, anyways, our private island, we lost one of the sailors. He deceased. They tried to bring him back. He passed away on the dock on his way back to the ship. So obviously, there is a morgue, but they have to bring him to the closest or bring whoever to the closest hospital. Well, by the time they did the east side of Mexico, there's no issues. Hey, Cora, nice to see you. How are you? The east side of Mexico were no issues. I was just talking to my buddy, actually my neighbor right here, like literally 300 feet that way, is on the Prima. He booked it before talking to me, and they were in Mexico today. And he said there's not an issue whatsoever. Now, even the west side, one of Kyle's friends, now they were both Canada and the US stopped sending planes, so they were a shelter in place. But she was doing her schoolwork in the morning and she was tanning in the afternoon. They made it, I don't want to say they made it sound worse than it was. They were burning planes, they blew stuff up. You don't kill the head of the cartel and not have World War III on your hands. But yeah, no. Obviously, we had no issues in Mexico, but where we ran into Jamaica, we couldn't even leave the port. Now, it was very cool in Jamaica. The HMC Yellowknife, which is a Canadian destroyer, was on the same dock as the Prima. So we got to see one of our warships in Jamaica. And I think, now I wanted to go back and talk to them. I don't think it had anything to do with like the issues with Cuba or Venezuela, or I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think they were there for more humanitarian more humanitarian things um, in Jamaica. So we were supposed to spend the entire day in Jamaica. Should we have went to Jamaica? That shouldn't have even been on our port, like on our itinerary. But we were so long in the Bahamas offloading this deceased person because the police had to deal with everything. Then they had to transfer them to the coroner. The coroner had to talk to whoever dealt with all. Anyways, our 12-hour day in Jamaica turned out to be 3 hours. And again, we weren't compensated. And I said, you really shouldn't be taking your people to. Um, you want to see about Jamaica? Go look at White Rock Nation. It'll say something about Jamaica. They were a week before us. They were actually left behind um, because people are just scamming to get money. Um, what I like to do is just get off in the port, and I always look to see where the shirts are made. And if they're made locally, I support their local, you know, $20 or whatever, especially Jamaica. Now, they were selling like jerk chicken and stuff like that. And Debbie's like, "Do you want some jerk chicken?" I'm like, "No." He said, "I don't know what the hell or where that chicken's from or how long it was dead." I'm like, "A major hurricane just went through here. Like, this whole thing was decimated." Debbie actually talked to one of the native ladies there. She had a 4-bedroom home. It was leveled. Now, luckily, her family is still alive. Um, Nobody died, but they had to deal with that. Um, and then we were scammed in uh, Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman's a beautiful area, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't say enough about Grand Cayman as a location. We booked an excursion, which was 300 and some odd dollars. And the tour guide took us to his friends' shops. And we booked the excursion to go see greenback ex- um, oh my goodness, endangered greenback sea turtles. And what this refuge does is it brings them up to a certain size and then releases them back into the wild. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, no. I was gonna text you, Lillian, that yeah, like that's really starting early this year, is it not? Like I thought, like there's already tropical storms and whatever coming through. The like I always thought that it was like July, June, July. I don't ever remember a hurricane this early in the season. But like Lillian's saying there, um, and Lillian, there's I was talking to a creator. Um, he's trying to get Margaritaville to do longer trips, keep one of their ships for short, and then do like 7 days as well. And yeah, well, plus there's a hurricane or there's tropical storms brewing coming like into the Caribbean Sea. Headed I thought one was headed to Mexico and one was headed up your way, like Florida, right along the coast. But yeah, no, the like Jamaica's just decimated. And what they're doing is where our ship parks, there's to the one area, like you can still see there's blue plastic over the roofs of the resorts. These are resorts. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if I booked that resort and showed up and saw plastic over the roof, I'd go crazy. But other than that, there was a few issues with the ship. Uh, oh wow, you were back into the 30s this week. Good lord. I I might have even recorded it because we had heard it on the ship that they're starting to brew. Their hurricanes are brewing early in the Caribbean Sea. Um, Debbie was watching something on the ship, anyways. But they were saying about Margaritaville. They're trying to get one ship to do 7 day tours and one ship to do like a 3 day and a 4 day. Don't know. Apparently, they're still new enough cruise line that they're not like they'd have to put in a casino if they did that. Um, I don't know if I've been talking to you, but ching ching, I hit some money. Not a whole lot for me, but our first night, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Debbie and I just missed it. We had just went up to our room and there was three lads that were there on a casino, like just three guys got a room together and one had the pull-out couch and then one had a bed and the other one had a bed. And They hit $22,000. Three guys. Needless to say, those fellers had a hell of a week. So I was in the casino quite a bit. I'm gonna just be honest. I come out even, maybe even a little bit above. So the first night after, I think it was $400, I said, I'm out of here. Like, this is ridiculous. It's not paying. So I just, enough's enough. So then I went with Debbie, went down the next morning. Um, because we didn't get to the private island till I want to say 10 or 11 o'clock. And this was like 6 or 7 o'clock. Bing, 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 bing. I hit 3:30. So I took it. I went over to another machine and I hit 220. So I was up. I pulled them both. Hey, Jody, how you doing? And then oh, obviously the casinos close while you're in port. Well, that night I was bored. So I was bebopping around. I don't know. I'd probably spent like, oh, um, the first night I spent Miss Lisa's $50 she gave me for my birthday. I said if I hit anything, we would, and everybody, there was a couple people that sent me some money and for my birthday, and I said, if you know, I'm gonna put that towards um I'm gonna put it towards the casino, and if I win, we'll split it. uh you have a visitor from Florida. Cool. What part of Florida? I've been bebopping around Florida. We've got one, two, we got three people here from Florida that I know of right now. Central, northern, two central, and a northern. So depending on whereabouts they are, you never do know. But anyways, so that Lillian, I was I was with Debbie. She actually had some pretty good luck that week too. Um, and then where the heck? Sitting beside Debbie, I hit that. Ding, 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 ding. I just about flipped. So I took my chip. I went and cashed out. because I'm sorry, those machines are smart. They're programmed. If they see a chit go in for $1,546, plus I had my 330 from no, I didn't. I spent my 330 on the 15 to get that 15. Like I said, I broke even, but I had a magnificent time all week. So, you know, it might have been 2 or 300 bucks out of my pocket for entertainment for the week. Yeah, well, I gotta say, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Um, that was actually the highlight of the cruise. We, yeah, we won't go back on it simply for the fact that they went to a different shipyard to have that ship built. Nothing like the Encore that we were on before, or the Breakaway, the Getaway, Jade. You know, it was nothing like those ships that had larger rooms. Gal from work went to the Indian reservation on the 13th and won over 12. Good. I I'll put in a couple $100, and if I don't hit, like with that 1,500, obviously I gave Debbie a stack of it, and I took some, and yeah, she kept hitting these ones. Um, it was what ones was she? Oh, kitty cat, and then there was a piggy. I think Jesse would enjoy the piggies because the piggy gets so big and it explodes. So I just about soiled my shorts. I was playing the piggies. Debbie was behind me on the other bank, and I forget which one she was playing. Hey, Wanda. And two of the piggies blew. Well, the big one was diamonds. And if you got 3 diamonds, you got 23,000. And then there was blue things, and it was 1,500 or 3 grand or something. And the mini was $80, and it was like 3 girls or 3 kitty cats, or I forget what it was. Bing, diamond. Bing, diamond. Oh my God. My first two, diamond, diamond. And I came down to, I hit a blue one, I hit a girl, I hit a blue one, I hit a girl. So my next one was whatever I hit. And I was like, I'm going to hit the one on the right. No, no, no. I went the left. It was the one on the right. It would have been $23,000. I would have won. My lovely wife would have been able to get her kitchen and front deck, and would have been able, because think about it, 23 grand American into Canadian. And right now uh, is an amazing time for Canadians to book cruises. They're taking the money at par. They're trying everything to get the Canadians back across the border to vacation. So right now they're they're offering, your booking is at par. So really it's 30, almost 40% we're making if we were to book. We may take a year off next year. Um, NCL screwed us over on our casino offer because, well, we're one trip away from going gold. And we were told, no, 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 you have 7 days to book. And I forget how many casino points I had. Debbie had a whole bunch of casino points. It would have been almost $1,000 off a cruise. And the second person sailed for free. So it would have been like maybe $500. My casino latitude rep said, no, no, you're good. No rush. You just call me. I'll look after you. So I called him this week and I said, we hear the Viva Galveston is very good. What do you think? Price it for us. It was double what we paid for this one. And I actually like played the casino, won and spent a lot this time. Nope. We'll give you 20% off. I said, what? What happened to all my points and whatever? I don't know. The kid had no idea what he was talking about. Not happy. So I don't know if you heard me, Lee, but if you guys are wanting to cruise right now, book it. I'm not sure about Carnival, but I do think there's two or three different cruise line. NCL's one of them. There's at least one, if not two more, that are taking Canadian money at par. So, as I understand, each offer is different. Yes, Lillian, but we were told that we had so long to book and a year out. So we were going to do that. The last possible week next year, we were going to book it. This guy was too busy with other people. I guess they had more points than what we did. Well, we got nothing. We lost almost $1,000. Anyways, it's one that we'll chit chat on the phone over. I'm thinking Margaritaville might be one to try. But yeah. Oh, and I was incorrect. Mr. Jim does not live your way, he lives the other way, north. I thought he lived down in between you and. Anyways, remind me on the phone. But anyways, guys, I was only going to stay on an hour. It's almost an hour and a half. I got to go do the 50-50 tomorrow for the Special Olympics. Um, they always get me to do it for some reason. It's like I seem to be. They never did do like share the wealth or 50-50 or stuff like that. They never did that. I'm like, it's free money. Why wouldn't you do it? So I do it every year. Yeah, I did want to put that out there, Mr. Jim. Not that, there isn't a huge area, but him and his motorcycle got um pressure washed, let's just say, on the way home. Hey Arlene, how you doing? Um yeah, Mr. Jim didn't make it home in time whenever that big storm came through that Sunday night. Needless to say, he got a little wet because he brought his motorcycle down, not his car. Oh, and yeah, it was funny. It's not too hard to to differentiate or to pick Mr. Jim out right away. I picked him out as soon as I saw him because I looked up and I'm like, I did a quick double check because I thought it was Jesse sitting at the table. I was looking for Lisa. So that was quite funny. But anyways, guys, I am going. Yeah, that's it, Mr. Jim. Throw on your. Oh yeah, but he's got his rain suit and he's all good. We just got to get him a pair of glasses with windshield wipers and he's good to go. But anyways, guys, I really should go and get to bed and because Lord knows tomorrow's going to be a long day. Because I'm going to have Lukey and Kevin and Greg. Those boys are going to be bugging the you know what out of me all day. Not that, I don't stir them up. And that's why Lukey and I get along so well. because I treat them no different than any other one of my football boys. So what? He has special needs. Just makes him special. And he he doesn't deserve to be treated any differently than anybody else. I make fun of him just like I do any other people. And there is people that don't like what I do. But whenever I have the boys look at me and thank me for treating them no different, that warms my heart. But yes, Lillian, you take care. You've been up since 3 a.m. Good Lord, girl. Did you fall out of bed? It's not like there was a liftoff last night that you would have been watching, or at least I didn't think there was. Wow. I didn't even have a nap today. That's scary. If I don't have There's Crubby back. I'm just about to leave there, Sir Crubby. How's your tomatoes doing, Crubby? Well, Lillian, just keep thinking of that date in your head. It's not that far to go. Then you can be like these other people who live on cruise ships. Have you had any of them to eat yet, Grubby? Well, I know Grubby's not eating them, but you know what I mean. Anyways, guys, I got to go and dream about lollipops, and it there you go. You got to do a video on how tasty your tomatoes are. But fun. Holy rattling. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Wow. What's new in Louisiana? You guys warming up down there? Or are you still freezing like everybody else in the country? Honestly, we're normally starting to get maple syrup going. Not for another 2 weeks. Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, we have snow up to like 2 weeks out. It might run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about a week and a half it'll oh no. Yeah, a week and a half and it will it'll start to run, but it's still getting, yeah, no, it's pretty much optimal weather. So next weekend, we'll probably, yeah, it'll be tapping time next weekend. But like I say, the buckets are going to have lids on them because we got snow, we have rain, snow, more rain. I will take Miami at 80 degrees during the day, 82, 81. Hmm. I really would take some Miami time. Temps too. But, anyways, guys, take care. God bless. And we will definitely see you next week. Um, we'll do one more procrastination Thursday and then we're going to shut her down. We'll retire it. Doing great. Oh, it's good up here, stuff. It's just well, we have about 3 feet of snow. We have about 6 feet of frost in the ground. And it is 26 degrees right now. Lord knows. I like the 80 and 85 degrees I was in 2 weeks ago. But not much you can do. So, anyways, guys, we will see, at the very least, we'll see you all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Take care, guys. Toodles!